Hello, everybody. Joe Malone here. It is Monday, and boy, it's raining here. Just started to rain here in Dallas. Interesting day so far. Boy, I tell you, we changed overnight. Well, on Friday to a market trend under pressure. So this is kind of an interesting situation. I mean, we were in a confirmed uptrend, and we moved to a market trend under pressure. Now, what this means is we want to be very careful about using any leverage. I basically closed my positions with leverage. I had some positions with leverage on Nvidia. I closed them. My stop losses kicked in today at about um, 7:35. I guess it is 7:35 is where they kicked in. So be careful if you have positions with leverage right now. It's just kind of it's kind of one of those things. You got to be careful because the leverage can get ahead of you at this point. We've kind of moved back to this thing where we're still kind of in this we're sort of going sideways in the market. So these are tough markets to trade. I'll be honest with you. They just they're just a little bit difficult, more difficult to trade than than they would be if they were going either in either direction, either up or down. So basically, what I do when I get to this situation is I try to be a little bit more prudent in terms of how we're putting the trades together. So just want everyone to be aware of that, and it's kind of it's not a problem, but it's something that you should be very concerned about. So you want to make sure that you're off of leverage right now. And there are other, we want to be careful because we're going to find some good entry points, but right now it's tough. I mean, right now it's more difficult than we would like. So let's get into the slides just real quick. And let's do it. Let's see. I'm pulling up the. There we go. Let's see. All right. Anyways, kind of wanted to start out with my with what's happening in the market, and this is very interesting because the Nasdaq pulled back, but then it pulled back above this very key level, this 14,000 level, and it seems like it's just dancing right around this. Um, you know, as of this morning, I thought that we were gonna pull lower than that, but it turned, and it's turning higher, so that's good. Hopefully, we'll have a nice close. It, what is the most important thing is how it closes. So the S&P 500 is up, and the Dow is up, which is good. But the volume is down. So again, it's a tough market to trade. It's a little bit sideways right now. I want to show you a really interesting meme stock out there. That now I tried to enter this morning. I failed. I got in. I got in at 9:27. And I set it immediately went up. I pushed my stop loss up very quickly to 9:30, and basically I was out. So I didn't play this one totally right, but this one is very interesting. This one is very, very interesting because we may see this go much higher than this right now. There seems to be a lot of short interest in this one, and it's called Torchlight Energy, symbol TRCH. Actually, it's right here in Plano, which is kind of interesting. So it's not kind of interesting that this would be a meme stock, but this is one you might kind of want to put on your radar screen. Here's the thing: if I entered this one, be very careful. Put your stop loss very, very tight because it can pull back. But it looks as if this one actually may go higher. And again, I was shaken out of this one only because I was being super conservative on this one. But there might be some opportunity here. This is in a very good sector. The E&P sector is number 2 out of 197, so it's a very good sector to be looking at. And it looks as if there was a lot. There was essentially a lot of bears on, shorts on this one, and many of the people in the ape army seem like they have come in and rescued this one. So very interesting. If you do interest in this one, be careful though. I don't know. Let's see how it closes. But I do think that you possibly could get into this one, but be very careful. Set your stop losses very tight. I recommend just basically 1 or 2% below where you bought it. And even if you get taken out of it, you'll be okay. I basically have been selling. I mean, a lot of my stop losses have all kind of come into play. I'm in DocuSign. I'm still doing very well in DocuSign. It's off a little bit today, a little bit decrease in the volume, down about $4. I do think this one though is excellent stock, and it is just below a buy point. So I did a little bit of pre-buying on this one. And on the other two that I have right now are the energy stocks. This is Amplify Energy. This is a very low cost stock. It's up about 4.5% today. Again, this is a very inexpensive stock, kind of like Torchlight, similar to that. Also, I'm in Blackstone Minerals. This is another smaller oil stock. Seems like the oil stocks are coming back a little bit. This one's up 1.95% on the day. Again, not very much, only 20 cents, but up in the volume. So basically, I'm kind of, gotten into cash, really. This sort of shows where the small portfolio, how it's allocated right now. As you can see, I'm mostly in cash because I sold my position in NVIDIA and some of the other ones that got stopped out. And so I have DocuSign, and then this oil and gas stock, and that's pretty much it. So, by the way, for everyone following along, we do have this Discord service, and we put out special trades in this Discord service. If you're interested in this, super easy. Basically, direct access to me, member only stock and option trades. We did really two. We did two this morning, special option trades, and and what's great about it is it's a community of like-minded traders. So hopefully we can get even more profitable trade ideas during the trading day here. So that's really my goal, is to make it is to make it a essentially sort of a good place where traders can get together, and hopefully I get my camera back. There we go. And sort of put together trades that are profitable for everyone. So I'm very, very excited about that. That's for me, that's a big deal, and I really, really like that. Hopefully, so let's get into some of the questions. Thank you so much for waiting here. I'll just go to the first one. Hi, Jim. Is it worth to buy Apple now? And thoughts on the New York Times? Really interesting. Okay, I don't know. I don't know if I've seen the article on the Times. Yeah, I don't know if I've seen the article on the Times, but let's definitely take a look at Apple, because it is such a bellwether stock that yeah, it's so important, and it has been moving above that very key 130 level. So I'm hoping that we're going to get to a point where we can we can come back into that. So let's go over to that. Let me get my right. There we go. And this is Apple. There we go. Oops. Come on. There we go. All right. So there we go. Let me put this over here so I can see it. That's always good. Let's see if I can size that. There we go. All right. So basically, here's the thing with Apple. It did reverse. It has reversed above this reversal line that I have drawn in here. And at 131.99, this is the kind of action that I'm really liking to see on Apple. I just don't know if it's if it's ready to buy yet. I do have a spread on this one, a call spread, and I do think it is going to eventually, it's kind of slow but sure wins the race, move up here to the buy point. The proper buy point on this is 137.07. So I do think that we are in a situation where finally I think we're moving, we're decisively moving above the 50-day line and the 200-day line, and we're above the reversal line. So based on this, I still think that the relative strength is relatively weak at 61. Now, here's the thing: it is improving its relative strength, but it's still unfortunately isn't really as strong as it needs to be. Now, what am I doing here? Well, this is the relative strength line, and this is the stock versus the S&P 500. And as you could say, well, it's doing okay against the S&P 500, but it's not as strong as it was back here in April. So, really, with Apple, it's kind of a conundrum. I still think it's a great stock, and but it's not going to be. I don't think it's going to move as fast as I think we'd all like it to move. That's the main thing, and I do think you could definitely enter it, but I think it's. I wouldn't commit more than about. I wouldn't commit more than a half position on it, just because, it just doesn't. I want to see better action on it. Here's a stock that I think has a little better action on it right now, but sort of in the tech space, and that's DocuSign, DOCU. Now, I was buying it after the reversal, and it's down a little bit today here, but I do think that this one you might want to put on your radar screen, because this one does have some very good action. It's moving up to this very key 290.23 buy point. Now, it's always better if you. It's always obviously if you can buy below the buy point. That's optimal. But the thing about it is, of course, you take on extra risk if you buy below the buy point. But this one's moving up very nicely, and let's take a look at the 15-minute chart. So it definitely is. It's moving up, but it's very slow. Again, this is a tough market to trade because so many of the issues are trading basically. They're basically trading in this kind of sideways direction. So that's the reason why some of our spreads are so good, because they take advantage of that that kind of sideways motion. But it's just a tough market to trade right now. I'll be honest with you. That's part of the reason why I've been moving out of some of the the actual trades, the actual stock trades into some of the option trades. So that's definitely. Should I hold on to my position on Copart? And it's currently in a half position. Okay, well, let's look at Copart. I like this company, but it just hasn't been, the action on it hasn't been as good as I would have suspected it would be. Okay, well, here's the thing on it right now. Today, I definitely wouldn't. Oops, there we go. I wouldn't sell this one. I could tell you that right now, because we have a situation with Copart. Let me get back to the screen here. There we go. Okay, hopefully, there we go. I'm going to add it. There we go. All right. With Copart, it's breaking out today, and this is actually buyable right now. It's actually right at a buy point. So with Copart, I think that finally it has moved up to this very critical 130.96 buy point, and it's looking pretty darn good. I think that basically Copart can go higher at this point. I definitely think it can go higher. So this one might be, I think you could add, definitely, absolutely, Nathan. This would be a good time to add, actually. Looking at this chart here, I think you could definitely add. You might want to add a third position here, and then if it confirms above this buy point, this 130.96 buy point, then add possibly enough to take it up to one full position. But I definitely think you could add a third of position here, and that would be a very nice pyramid into this. This is looking very, very good, very, very good, Nathan. So I definitely think we're gonna probably pull higher here. This is definitely what it's looking like. It's pulled past the intermediate high point of 130.07, and really the buy point is 130.96. So I definitely think you could add here. Definitely, this would be a very good place to do that. All right, high volume of $60 calls on AMC. Still, yeah, absolutely. It's really tough with AMC to gauge it, but let's take a look. AMC. I want to kind of look at the call volume action on this. I'm going to go over here to some of the option activity, and let's look at the 60s. Let's see if, no, it's not giving me, okay, why isn't it showing me 60s? I'm trying to figure out why. It's pulled back today to the $10 to the 10-day line. Uh, so that's interesting. So high volume on the 60 calls. Yeah, I still think it is. Let's just check it. I just want to check to see if my calculation is correct. So I'm going to try to do a quick calculation on the amount of short on the on it. Have the calculator. All right. So basically, to calculate the short interest, we basically take the short interest number of days, and that's zero point 0.6, multiply it times the average daily volume, which is incredible. It's 174,149,600 shares trade each day. So that's going to give us 104,489,760, and the float is 441 300. So 441,300,000. So yeah, absolutely. This is definitely 24% of all the shares currently for AMC are short. So yes, we absolutely can have another short squeeze. It definitely makes sense because this is a very high number of shares that are being held short. 24% of the entire float is short right now. So there definitely can be a covering, and you know that's essentially what's happening here with these shorts. And normally, you know, the retail investor in this situation is usually killed because, you know, the shorts will just short it and then they'll pull it down and then, you know, they're all coming out of it. But the Reddit crew, the army of apes has come in and basically is you know is buying, you know, small amounts of shares and holding them, and it's really it's kind of giving it to the shorts, which is kind of a good thing. Um, but I definitely think that there could be another a short here because it's above 20%. So that typically is a you know is something that is very significant. All right, so we definitely covered. So let's look at I want to look at. There was a there was some activity on Bitcoin. Bitcoin pulled back a little bit today, and I kind of want to take a look at that. What I'm going to do first is I'm going to take a look at the GBTC, and what this is, the GBTC is the Grayscale Bitcoin Trust, and they hold about 4% of the world's Bitcoin. And the reason I use this is that use this chart as a proxy for Bitcoin pricing. It has fallen through this 200-day line, so the trend right now on Bitcoin is down based on, you know, based on what I'm seeing. So I'm going to try to see if we can get a Bitcoin price and take a look at that. Yeah. Okay. So it seems to be trading, yeah, 32,485 for the dollar. Now, here's the thing: China has kind of marked Bitcoin because for not for death, but you know they're definitely manipulating it. So this is a definite issue. You know, the Chinese government obviously doesn't want competition for their currency, the RMB. They don't want the people that are in China to be able to invest outside of their currency. So they have put kind of a hurt on Bitcoin. This is a real danger with Bitcoin, at least for right now. As long as I think we stay above 30,000, we'll be okay with Bitcoin. But you know, if we move below that, and I want to show you the years chart, then I think we could move significantly lower. So be careful with any Bitcoin purchases. I would try to set a stop. I would try to stop out any Bitcoin at 30,000 because I think if it moves below that, we could possibly see it move significantly below that. But right now, you know, at 30, at right now at 32, it's pulling back. So be very careful if you're holding Bitcoin right now. Um, you know, it could pull much lower. All right, thank you for the question. Thanks, Julio. What do you think of SUI? Let's look at SUI here. Oh, interestingly enough, yeah. We have a question from Jimmy on the Discord room. I just want to pull that up. Yeah, it looks like NVIDIA is climbing once again. So let's take a quick look at NVIDIA, see if there's an entry point. There we go, got the cursor now. Let's look at NVIDIA. Now, I sold NVIDIA this morning. I had a stop loss at 735, and I'll get you right in a second. Julio, there we go. We'll get right to you. And I just kind of wanted to zoom over to this one. I want to look at the 15-minute chart. Okay, yeah, so we have some resistance right here at 730. Very interesting. So here's what I would consider doing. If we can get above about 740, potentially on on NVIDIA, and let's see how it closes tonight, then I think that we might be able to go, we might be able to re-enter it here. That would be really nice. On up to, because this looks like a little bit of a washout, on up all the way up to 770, and maybe even beyond that. So that's what I'm seeing right now. But right now it seems like there's some resistance at about this 735 area. So interesting. I wanted to get back to Julio's question on SUI. So let's take a quick look at that. SUI. And Sun Communities, interesting. Okay, so this is a REIT. This is a finance REIT. I haven't been as active in REITs, but this is a not bad. This is a good looking chart here, by the way. Up 3% today, trading right about at the 10-day line. That's very strong. The only thing I don't like about this is low relative strength, but it's got a very nice look to it. The 200-day. And then the 50-day, then the 21-day, then the 10-day. So that's the correct alignment. We do have a bit of selling activity, though, that's gone on. And that's what pulled it down below that 10-day line. I don't know why. But it seems to be strong. So I just want to look at the 15-minute chart, kind of see how it's trading. It looks as if there seems to be some support about 175. But let me just go back to that to see if that is indeed the case. Right now, I wouldn't buy this stock, Julio. If you've been in it since the 157 buy point, you're doing great. I wouldn't buy this stock right now. It's extended. What extended means is that you really don't want to buy over 5% above the buy point, and the buy point on this one currently, 157.70. That was the last buy point on a cup basis. So. I wouldn't add to the position here, and I wouldn't buy it, basically because of this. But it's looking good. I wouldn't sell it either. I think you need to hang on, keep pushing your stop loss up. I would kind of recommend possibly, putting your stop loss right here at the 50-day line, which is about 166.34. So that would work pretty good, But it's a good stock, and it looks like it's in a good area. It's just a little extended right now, so you don't want to buy it necessarily right now. You want to wait until it forms another base. But if you're in it, just keep pushing that stop loss up, and I think you'll be rewarded very, very handsomely for that. I've seen pump and dumps at the end of December. Yes. Any predictions on Dogecoin? Don't really have anything on Dogecoin, but I definitely think that we are seeing many of the crypto under attack by the Chinese, because of course they don't want their people to jump out of the RMB into crypto. So it is down today, and I think it's under pressure. So I think be a little bit careful right now, because it is being manipulated. So Bitcoin is being manipulated right now. So be very careful in Bitcoin. I probably will not be a buyer of crypto until it moves above about at least 40,000. Really, it needs to move above about 60,000 in order for it to be a buy once again. It's just one of those things. Also, this is a question from TikTok. Thanks for watching. And by the way, if you want to see all the charts that I'm looking at, just go to this address, youtube.com/Dallas Trading Floor. Also, super easy to get on the action trade alerts. We sent out an action trade alert this morning based on the conditions of the market. Just go to my profile, click the link, and I just need first and last name, and you're good to go. So let's get back to it. Let's go to GameStop GME and take a look at how it is trading currently. Um, GameStop is sort of in it's holding above the 50-day line, which is good, but it has pulled back. This one right now, let's take a look to see if we can calculate see if we can calculate um, um, the short interest in GameStop, because that's always very interesting to me. So let's see if we can get that short interest. Let me see if I'd be able to do that. There we go. Okay. So currently for GameStop, the short interest basically is 1 point, and it looks like the short interest has gone up once again. 1.5 days multiplied times the average daily volume, which is 8,112,000 shares, 900 shares. There we go. So that gives us a total amount of short right now is 1,216,935. It seems a little low to me. Yes, it is. That didn't seem right. Okay, so I didn't calculate that right. 1.5 times the average daily volume, which is 8 million, 112,900 shares. That's the average daily volume. Uh, okay, gives us 12,169,350 shares short, which if you take a look at the float, which is 59,600,000, there we go. That gives us short. Yeah, it's 20%. So at 20%, there's still a lot of short interest in GameStop. The question is, when will it move again? Well, right now the shorts, the shorts are definitely not in control. I mean, it's definitely gonna. Anytime you get above about 20% of the shares that are short, you have a potential for a short squeeze. So, it's not over with GameStop. Amazing. Not over with GameStop yet. It's amazing that's the case. Let's look at PSCE and see if we can pull that up. Um, PSCE gives us, yeah, okay, this is the S&P Energy. This is an interesting one. This, of course, is an ETF, and it covers the small cap energy index. This is really kind of, this is a good way to play it because there's 60 E&P companies currently in this index, I believe. So this is a good way to play it. Now the question is, can we do it at this point? Well, let's see if this is a good entry point. And it looks as if, there we go, we're a little bit extended. We're a little bit above that buy point. That buy point basically being, right here at about 717. So we're above that buy point, but it looks like it's holding the 21-day line. So I think that you definitely could possibly go in at this point. Now, I wouldn't go in with a full position because it is a little bit volatile. Um, Entry points are a little bit different on ETFs than they are for underlying stocks, but I don't think that's a bad way to play it. What I'd like to do kind of is take a look kind of to see how some of the stocks in this sector are looking today. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go over to um, the industry groups here and take a look at the number 2, which is the E&P group. Yeah, there we go. So this is the number 2 this is the number 2 sector still, which is U.S. oil and gas. So let's see if we can. It's going to let us go and see that. All right. Well, come on. Sometimes it there we go. Okay. G1310. So let's see if I can just put it in manually. G1310. There we go. And this is the oil and gas. Oh goodness. All right. Why does that not work? Oh, 15 minutes. That's why. Good question. There we go. All right. So basically, you have strong movement up today. Let's see who's leading here. And right now, today, as we speak, the leader is this Torchlight, which is the one that we covered earlier. And of course, that is, that is absolutely, that is just on fire. This Torchlight, TRCH. Also, Laredo Petroleum. This is looking very good too. So this is one. If you haven't entered yet, let's see if we can. Yeah, if you haven't entered entered this area, this one might be as well a potential. This is a little extended, but let's go to the weekly chart. See if there's a place that we can get into this one. This one isn't bad either. It's called Laredo Petroleum, and it's very much up today, up 13%. So. This is something that might make sense for you in terms of a oil and gas stock, which is doing very very well. But for for PSCE, playing the ETF might be the way to go. But personally, I think that you want to look at see who the strongest ones are. Let's see this checklist. This is Laredo. This one looks very very good. I think that you could possibly do a half position in this one, even right now, because I'm just looking at the chart, and even though it is a little bit extended before where I would like to see it, I think this one has shown some very good action. Back in March it was 43, and it's now 74. So, wow, that's a lot of movement there. A lot of movement there. Are there any good oil ETFs? Absolutely, there are. Here's one, Gush, Gush, that I've always kind of liked. Okay, that's oil and gas bull. Let's see if we can. Yeah, and it's starting to move. This is one that's kind of interesting here. It's called Gush, Gush. Now it's a 2x bull, so you got to be careful with this one. It is leveraged. It's up today about 9%, which is amazing. This is one you might want to. It has a kind of a good pattern. This one, if you look at the daily pattern, you go, oh my God, this is horrible. But if you go over the weekly pattern, this one doesn't look bad. It's Gush, Gush, and it's a little bit extended above the buy point, but it does have it does have a pretty good action right now. So that one might be one that you want to look at. Gush. Thoughts on ExxonMobil? Well, ExxonMobil is, making it's making its way back. Interestingly enough, ExxonMobil is, of course, it's the successor to the Standard Oil Company, and it's interesting because ExxonMobil, for some reason, I'm not getting it here. XON. There we go. Okay. XOM. Come on. There we go. There, I finally got the chart up from ExxonMobil. ExxonMobil is right below a buy point, and this is interesting. You could buy ExxonMobil right here, right now. This is at a buy point currently. So this is something that might work. XOM is right now at a buy point. And the buy point is 62.02. So this is a place that you could buy it. I mean, definitely. This is definitely a place that you could buy Exxon. It's right in this zone. Now, currently, right now, it's 62.59, so it's just a few cents above the proper buy point. So this would be a good place possibly to enter. This would be a good place to enter. Now it's 62.55. Probably want to wait for it to go up about another 5 cents, but right now you could enter this, and this is a good stock. Its relative strength is looking better. It's got the checklist now finally going on, and for a big old company, this is not a bad way to go. right now in this kind of, very tough to trade market, because it is looking very, very good in terms of its, in terms of how it's, in terms of how it's going. All right, so let's look at Tesla. Thank you very much. Tesla has been trying to reverse here. And I've been on a Tesla for a few months now. Definitely, this was my number one stock last year. Did really, really well on it, and I think as a lot of other people did too. But it still is not buyable in my opinion, and the reason is because we're still below this reversal line. So here's the thing about Tesla, and I know this is frustrating because it's frustrating to sit and watch, but I think that's kind of what you got to do right now. If it moves above about 660, then I think Tesla is going to be buyable once again. But right now it's at 620. I want to see it confirm an uptrend. Definitely the relative strength line is improving. It's still on the 200-day moving average though. So I want to see it move to a confirmed uptrend. Currently, it is not in a confirmed uptrend. So here's the thing, Raheel. It's tough because I hate this because I love this stock. You really can't buy this. At least I can't buy this until it's proven itself above 660. Because here's the thing: we're not sure if we're not sure if it has reversed its direction from downtrend to uptrend. We always try to want to buy stocks as they're moving upward. It just is that's how you want to do it. Right now, Tesla has not confirmed to a higher level. It's still in a downward trend, unfortunately. So we kind of want to wait on that one, unfortunately. And I think you need to wait on Tesla until it reverses above 660. So that's kind of that's kind of my take on it. So wait for Tesla to move above 660, basically to buy. And that's kind of my take on it. With Tesla, I think you really just need to be above that 660 level. Let's see if I can get that right character in there. Yeah, there we go. It really needs to be above that 660 level, and then it will reverse higher above that reversal line, and that's really key because this reversal line shows that it's going to make higher highs. But right now, the trend is still downwards, unfortunately, even though in the local term it has moved up a little bit. So tough. I wish it were higher than it is now, but it isn't. So you just can't go with Tesla right now, unfortunately. Let's take a look at NIO, and of course we talked a little bit about NIO, and I did for one of the for people in our Discord, we did a spread trade on NIO. NIO is interesting because it is probably it's looking a little better than Tesla right now, if you can believe it. And it does appear like it is trading on this 10-day line, so that's very, very healthy. That's very, very healthy, but it still lacks a lot of power. I'd really like to see it move higher, but it does appear like it has reversed higher. So I'm going to try to look at another I'm going to draw another. I want to draw another trend line here on NIO, because I think it's changed based on kind of where it's been trading. I think that you could conceivably put a trend line if you moved it like this, and I do think that we have moved above that trend line, so that is looking decent. So I'm kind of redoing the trend line. It appears we are moving above that, and we have moved above 49. So this would be a very, very early entry. Here's the thing I'm a little bit worried about with NIO. There's been a disinvestment in automobile manufacturers in the last few weeks. Automobile manufacturers is rated 195 out of 197. So this is one of the worst performing sectors right now, whereas last year it was one of the best. So I think you got to be careful with NIO. I wouldn't be a buyer of NIO at this point, just because of that. Um, okay, let's get to Nvidia. Now I sold all of my positions in Nvidia this morning. Why? Because they moved below 735, which is sort of my line in the sand that I had made. Now it has moved up now to, it's potentially we could possibly re-enter because we're not there yet, but it's moved up to 736. I want to see how it closes here. We might be able to start buying this again tomorrow if it moves above about 740, but I just don't want to buy it when it's moving downward. So currently, we this is the last day of record. So if you buy today, you will get 4 shares um, after July 19th. But I want to see how it trades on after tomorrow. I want to see how it trades. Very, very interesting. Going to see to see how it trades. But currently, it looks like it's going to close right at about 735. 736 is where it is right now. So we will see. But I definitely want to see how it trades tomorrow to see if it may make a further movement up. All right, a question on Workhorse. You know, Workhorse has been subject of a lot of short squeezes. Um, I'm not sure about. I mean, I've owned Workhorse in the past. I don't like the chart action on it. I'll be honest with you. And it isn't a downward trend, so that's something that we have to look at. So let's go to the weekly chart. Yeah, as you can see, we have this downward trend. We're still on this downward trend, and we still have not reversed higher. And this is a little bit concerning. We're below the 200-day line. We're above the 50-day line, and we're trading at the 10-day line. So here's the thing about Workhorse. I know that it's been the subject of short squeezes, but it's not a buy for me. And the reason it isn't a buy for me is because it's in a downward trend. I don't like to buy stocks as they're moving lower. I just don't. And it's under the 200-day line. So, if you're going to invest in it, really proceed with caution because this one has not, indicated really that it's changed its direction. I mean, this could easily go below $10 a share. So I think you got to be very, very careful regarding it. All right, another question. Let's check on Torch. This is the one that was. I was in this one literally for about 5 minutes today. I got in at 9:27. It moved up. I set my stop loss at 9:30, and then boom, it came down, and I was out at 9:29.50. So it's amazing. You definitely this is getting short squeezed. There's no question. Look at this volume. Yeah, this is incredible volume. Let's look at the 15-minute chart to see kind of how it's. Yeah, it looks like it's setting up again. It looks like it's setting up based on this. This is a tight pattern. So, this thing could pop tomorrow easily above 10. Now, would I get into it overnight? I don't know. I think it's a lot of risk. I'd kind of like to see how it opens tomorrow to see if you could buy the Torch. It just appears to me that might be the best way to go about it. Oh, okay. Got a question we got a question from the Discord room. Yes, it is I did put together a butterfly trade. It's a butterfly trade on PayPal. I want to bring that just if you're one of the things that we have on the on the Discord room is that we do trades during the day and evaluate them. One of the ones I did today was on PayPal, and I do believe this is a very good trade potentially. And it's really basically for the Discord members only, but I kind of want to show you this. PayPal is trending very, very nicely. We also had some very nice action with the volume here, so that's looking pretty decent. And I'll kind of show you some of the information that we kind of show you for everybody out there. Kind of see what what's available if you do go with the oops, if you do go with the uh, um, the Discord. So let's do that really quick. See if I can. Oh no, that's not the right one. Uh-oh. Yeah, there we go. Okay. Well, anyways, we do have for the Discord. It's really exclusive to them. For the members of the Discord room, the special Discord service, we do have a spread trade on PayPal. And it's a butterfly trade, so it's a very I think it's a very attractive trade based on the way this is trading. So I just wanted to point that out to everybody. Okay, great. Questions on NVIDIA now? Yeah, absolutely. Who knows when we're going to see the next run on NVIDIA? We typically when stocks trade like this, they trade very, very heavily into the split. So today is the day of record, and July 19th is when the shares start trading 4 for 1. So we could see another movement up, another leg up here from basically today until about the 19th of July. What I'm looking at is I'm looking at an entry point of about I'm looking at an entry point of about 740 to 745 possibly to get back in. I did sell today as my stop loss was hit at 735, and then it pulled back below that, but it looks as if it may be moving stronger. So there is a possibility that we will have another leg up for NVIDIA and it looks like it's going to close very, very well from about, I think about 740 on up to possibly as high as 770 or maybe even 800 before July 19th. But you got to be careful because these pullbacks can rob you of a lot of your profits if you're not careful. So I tend to be very kind of conservative when it comes to that. If it pulls back, I'm out. And that's kind of how I play it. But I definitely think that there may be another opportunity. It probably won't be as powerful, but I think there may be another opportunity on NVIDIA. So this is a great question. This is an absolutely great question, and I think we cover this a little bit more in the Discord room, basically with how I'm trading it. All right, okay. When's the latest you can buy NVIDIA to qualify for split? That is today. Today is the last day. This is what they call the date of record. So today is the day. So you do have a few more minutes, I believe, but today is the day. All right. Okay. Hi. Can you check? Unfortunately, I don't have access to some of these other minor coins. I don't know what that one is either. Okay. Hold or sell PayPal. Hold. Absolutely hold PayPal. PayPal is getting ready to do a run. I want to show you the chart on PayPal. PayPal is very bullish right now, and I think that you should consider holding it. It's pulled back just a tad today. I mean, the volume is down a little bit. But I think that, you know, in the next month or so, from here until into early August, I think we're going to see PayPal move above about 310. So I would be a holder of PayPal now. As a matter of fact, I'm probably going to be building a position in PayPal. Another one that you might want to look at that I think has a very, very good chart right now is DocuSign. It's DOCU. I do have a position in the small portfolio. It's pulled back a little bit today. As you can see, this is heavily annotated. But this is kind of in the same situation. It's reversed higher, and I think it's going to move up to about 290, which is the buy point. So this is another one that you might want to put on your radar screen, DocuSign. Now, here's the thing. We're in a very tough market to trade. This is a sideways market, at least for right now. We did have the market condition change today from a confirmed uptrend to an uptrend under pressure. So don't expect the stocks to be, to be just trading one direction, like up. They're going to be trading up and down kind of thing. This is one of the reasons why, for our Discord members today, we put out the PayPal trade on, which was a butterfly trade, which benefits kind of from this unusual action, allowing it to trade. I have a question from Dear Jim. Didn't you mean butterfly trade with PayPal? Oh, I apologize. It should be. By the way, it should be a butterfly trade. Sometimes I don't. Sometimes I mistake things here, and I shouldn't. But this is definitely a butterfly trade. Oh, look at that! Torch is moving 10x. Isn't that interesting? Okay, well let's go back to let me see if I can go. Let me see if I can go back to that screen here. So let's and I okay. For some reason I can't get my. There we go. Okay, there we go. I'm having. There we go. So let's look at Torch TRCH. And I tried to enter this one. Oh yeah, look at that. Okay, yeah. It still is. Let's see how it's trading on the 10-minute, the 15-minute chart. Yeah, it seems like there's some. It seems like there's some resistance at 10. So here's what I would do. If it, you might want to put a buy stop limit order right here at about 1050. So here's how I would consider trading Torch tomorrow, because I don't know if you can do it tonight. But here's how I would here's how I would consider trading this tomorrow. And basically for Torch, TRCH, I would set a buy stop limit order for $10 for actually for 1050, and then 10 cents above that or 1060. To kind of show you what I'm thinking on this one for Torch. Tomorrow when it opens up, what we want to do probably is we want to buy it on strength, and one of the ways to do that is with this buy stop limit order. And basically what it does is that if it moves beyond this red line here, that is the stop, and then it activates the offer to buy it at 10 cents above that, or at 1060. So if it's really moving heavily it's really moving heavily tomorrow, it's going to buy you in at that 1060 level. Now you could probably adjust this a little bit down, probably to 1055 or so, but I wouldn't do it right at $10 just because I think we need to see it a blast through that. But that might be a way that you could get into the stock tomorrow, because it does look, and I did look at the I did look at the at the chart, and basically, it had this gap up today, and it looks like it's right here at $10. So if it could move above this on heavy volume, and boy, the volume was heavy today, then I think it may go much higher, actually, believe it or not. So buy stop limit order might be a way to capture that. It might be able to capture that. So let's take a look. All right. What's the best strategy in an uncertain market like the current one, keeping cash? Well, you know what? I have a lot of cash currently right now. I currently am. Let me just kind of show you my situation in terms of cash. I mean, I am holding a lot of cash right now, waiting for opportunities. And so sometimes that can be so this is the allocation right now that I'm showing in my small portfolio, and that is right now I am 68% in cash. I'm 25% in DocuSign, and then I have an oil stock here. Why? Because I sold most of my large positions in NVIDIA, and I'm waiting for good opportunities. So having a lot of cash right now is not a bad idea. It's not a bad idea, because there will be opportunities that present themselves. There will be opportunities. All right, what do you think about TRX, which is Tron? Let's see if I can get that back here and Tron. Tron. Is that right? Tron? TRX. It's TRX, excuse me, not Tron. TRX. There we go. There. Okay. No, that's a gold company. Let me see. TRX. What do you think about TRX? Tron. I don't think this is Tron. This is a gold miner. So I don't think that's the same. So unfortunately, I don't think that's the right symbol there. All right. Can you please list the indicator? Well, I use software called MarketSmith. So the best way to find out about it, I can go over it with you, um, but I don't want to get to the rest of the charts while we still have time here. But if you're interested in this, I don't get a commission or anything, but you can go to www.marketsmith.com, and you can probably, I think, get a free trial. So it's a very good software, and I've used it now for quite a few years, and it really, really helps. So that might be a way that you could take a look at the indicators. All right. Oh, hey, thank you very much, Kate. I appreciate you looking, by the way. Let's look at Shopify and see kind of how it is trading. We're almost at the end of the hour. So let's look at Shop, SHOP, and this is Shopify. This is just another tremendous stock that I really would like to own. Unfortunately, the shares are so expensive. Right now, it's in a buy zone. This one potentially, I don't know if there's any rumor on this one, but this one could be potentially a split coming up in the future. So you want to keep your eye on this one because have heard a rumor that they may split this 10 for 1. I'm not sure if that's going to happen. There hasn't been an announcement, but I've heard about that. And that's, of course, a very, very good opportunity. Right now, it's right below that key 14.99 buy point on a cup basis. Now, here's the thing. It's a little bit difficult to, the correct time probably to buy this would have been on the reversal. And that I'm drawing the reversal line here. But this would have been the correct time to buy. This would have been the correct time to buy Shopify as it moved above this reversal line. Of course, I didn't do it, unfortunately. But this is what you're looking for. Is typically you'll notice that once it breaks this trend and it moves higher fast. Oops. Yeah, you see how much at a slope this is moving. This is exactly what happened with Nvidia, and is what's happening now with PayPal. So this is definitely looking very, very good. There is a buy point on it. I think you want to buy above the buy point. The buy point is 14.99. So you really want to look to see if you can buy about 1,500, which is an amazing amount, which is an amazingly high level for a stock. But that's really where you want to buy it. So it's excellent. This is an excellent company. It's got a relative strength line. It's very strong. There's been significant buying in it, and I think this is a very good. Shopify is a very good candidate for a call spread, I think, and I'm going to try to put one together. And of course, if you're interested in getting on the Action Trade Alerts, now we do have the Action Trade Alerts, and of course this is our free service. It's at sendfox.com/Dallas Trading Floor. Well, it seems as if we have some people that are interested in. Let's see if I can get a question back here. Oh, bought some torch. Excellent. All right, I'm just looking here. Oh, it's working 2 times. Buy stop limit or excellent. Okay, well that is excellent because it looks as if one of our people that is in the Discord room just bought some torch, which is nice. I wish I had done that because I think that's myself. TRCH. Let's look at it as it goes into the end of the day. TRCH. I just want to look at this action here on this. Okay, yeah, look at that. It's moved up 50 cents right at the end of the day. So I think that this is excellent. Yeah, I think this is an excellent buy. Excellent buy here, I think. Yeah, it started. It looks like it's making its move. All right, very, very good. Very, very good. Now remember to set your stop loss because these can snap back, but I think you might be on, hopefully you're on board for a nice ride up here. To hopefully you're on board for this for a nice. See if I can get back to my. There we go. There we go. So anyways, for the free action trailer, it's super easy to do. And also, if you are on TikTok and you want to take a look at this video in its entirety, it's up typically about 5 minutes after the end of the show. So I'm right at an hour, so I will be signing off at least for today. But if you want to get on the action trailers, again, super easy www.senfox.com/Dallas Trading Floor. So I think I have one more question here. Hopefully, let's take a look. Oh, MMAT. Can I buy this one? Okay, MMAT. Let's take a look. See if that's decent. MMAT. Goodness. Did I get that right? MMAT. Well, I don't. This doesn't seem to be recognized, unfortunately. Sorry about that. Okay, well, thank you very, very much, everybody. I'll be back tomorrow at 10. I'll be back tomorrow at 2:30 Central, 3:30 Eastern, for another session. And do put together some of the stock symbols that you'd like to for me to review, so I can get to everybody. Thank you so very much for stopping by, and thanks again. And I hope to see you tomorrow at the same time. And till then, happy trading.